I want to begin by acknowledging the incredible commitment and generosity of kinship carers. By opening their hearts and homes to some of the country's most vulnerable children, they are transforming the future generation. We should not underestimate the life-changing difference that kinship carers make every single day to children across this country. Kinship children and families need support to navigate the very challenging circumstances they find themselves in. I recommended a whole series of changes when I undertook the independent review of children's social care in 2022, in which I described kinship carers as the silent, unheard majority of the care system. Under this government, they are now being heard, and I want to set out a few of the things that the government is taking forward now and in the coming weeks, which seeks to change the situation for kinship carers across this country. To, first of all, ensure that family networks and kinship care is always fully explored, we are legislating right now to require all local authorities to offer a family group decision-making process, like a family group conference meeting, to all parents or those with parental responsibility whose child's case has reached the pre-proceeding stage. This will bake in the need for services to engage proactively with the whole family network, not just parents, to establish whether the family themselves have got a better answer to look after that child than the care system itself may have. This, more than anything else, will probably be the factor that shifts the culture within children's social care to put that initial focus on kinship networks, and backed alongside it with the rollout of family network support packages where councils can then fund some of those more informal arrangements where they are a way of avoiding children's need to enter the care system. We widened therapeutic help for children through the adoption of Special Guardianship Support Fund, which I've recently announced an extension of 2 years to, and a 10% increase to as well, so that we can continue to meet the needs of adoptive and special guardianship families. And we've introduced the first national definition of kinship care, published statutory guidance, and appointed a national kinship care ambassador. We will continue to go further. I know that many kinship carers face financial hardship, which is why the government will very soon be launching a large trial that will represent the largest single financial investment in kinship carers this country has ever seen, to test the impact of providing a weekly financial allowance equal to the national minimum allowance for foster carers in a number of local authorities across the country. The allowance won't be means tested, and it won't impact benefits like universal credit. Through the Children's Wellbeing and Schools Bill, we're legislating to require every local authority to publish a clear and accessible kinship local offer, which sets out the support available to kinship carers and children. The National Kinship Care Ambassador will provide support and expertise to support local authorities in implementing this new national duty, and will shortly release a national report summarising learning generated through engagement with the sector. This is the first step in creating a national kinship standard to create a consistent framework across the country for kinship care, directly tackling the postcode lottery of support that currently exists. My honourable friend raised the importance of kinship carers having employment leave rights equal to those of parents who are adopting. I want to reassure my honourable friend and the House that we are considering this. The government has launched a review of the parental leave system and is clear that kinship carers and the parental leave they are entitled to is within the scope of this review. And I would like to thank all the carers who have already taken the time to respond to the review already. We will also improve data by adding a kinship indicator to the schools census in autumn 2026, later on this year, and launch the first national study focused on children's experiences in kinship care. Making sure children have someone advocating for them in education is vital, and we'll make sure that the virtual school head role has a statutory footing for children in kinship care in 2027. And of course, the generational reforms to send, announced earlier today, will support many children in kinship families. We know that the legal routes through which kinship care arrangements are made can be confusing, carry different assessments and entitlements to different forms of support, which is why we've asked the Law Commission to review the kinship legal frameworks. Taken together, this action shows how serious the government is about ensuring kinship carers, children and families are recognised, supported and valued.